Hello and welcome to JV West Season 6 round for the mid-season finale, and it's going to take place here at Mosport Park for the Canadian J-Prix. Mosport returns, I believe. I'm not sure that it was in last. No, we had Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve last season, and the season before that was the last season we had Mosport. Let's take a look, while pre-qualifying is underway, let's take a look at the upgrades ahead of this round. And we've got a few speed upgrades, few crucial ones in fact. We got down the line, we got Toad Racing Systems with a speed upgrade up to level 2. That has brought them up to the 7th best, 7th position in terms of car performance rankings. Also, a speed upgrade for the Monkey Racing up to level 3, which jumps them all the way up to 4th best car in the rankings. Compass and Mats are both with speed upgrades. Compass up to 4, Mats are up to 5, and those will be very crucial. Alongside that, Compass also get a turbo upgrade, and those two teams are now joint best cars, and they also have enough speed, I'd say, to challenge INR, who are currently in the lead of the standings, as well as, of course, Scuderia Carmona. Finally, we've got an acceleration and a double grip upgrade from Low Honkers. It still leaves them as the worst car on the grid, but they've really closed down that gap since starting their season. Double turbo upgrade for Aston Martin, and we've got a grip and turbo upgrade for Electric Racing to keep that 3rd position in the performance rankings. We'll see how these car rankings, how the car performance affects the teams that will be spending today. But with pre-qualifying out of the way, here's time for 3 minutes of qualifying to get the fastest lap you can in the best conditions possible. Here we go. While the drivers are starting on their little beginning lap, let's take a look at the token spend. We've got just one free token spender here today, and it is Mr. Crunk at his home circuit, looking to spend that free, looking to try and get that victory. But just because he's the only one spending free doesn't mean it will be easy. We've got a lot of 2 token spenders. Notably, we've got Aria Carmona from SCR. We got Toad Speed from Toad Racing Systems, Texman the First for Compass. We got Yoa, Mr. Crunk's teammate, also spending 2 for Matsar, 2 from Botti for Aston Martin, 2 from Not That Guy for HRT Lightning, and 2 from Nems for the Monkey Racing, who will hope to have achieved better performance with that speed upgrade. We got Nems currently on provisional pole, so yes, they are achieving that performance. Aria Carmona on the front row, and then it's Johan Mr. Crunk currently 3rd and 4th. For Zenny, without any tokens, is currently up in 5th. Edvarditos, without any tokens, he's ran out of them, is currently up in 7th. In any case, we got also 1 tokens spends from Minecat, Odd Koopa, Ellie, Fancy, and Smalls. So that is the token spend. Let's focus on the qualifying then. We got Nems right now improved up to 24.20, and they are really running away with it here. Across the line from Mr. Crunk looks to be catching up. Mr. Crunk doesn't improve, however, it's only 24.60. For Zenny is up to the front row now. 24.37 knocks down both Crunk and Johan Carmona. Then we have Texman the First and 6th, and it's Shaggins, tokenless, the little honkers driver. She's in 7th, and then Odd Koopa, Edvarditos, tokenless, and Not That Guy. Mr. Crunk, he improves 24.33, jumps up to that front row. Texman the First surpasses Yoa for 5th. And we're in the final minute of qualifying now. Mr. Crunk is on a beast of a lap, and Texman the First also looks to be improving this lap. Nems a bit behind. Will Nems lose their pole position? No, Mr. Crunk doesn't improve. Texman goes ahead of Carmona, 24.40. This might be the final lap. Nem's going faster. Apologies. Mr. Crunk is way out in the lead. Can this be the lap that he needs to get pole position? He does not get pole position. No major improvements here. Yoa just misses out on an improvement. Botti improves. Toad's speed improves up to 7th. Botti had improved up to 12th. Enigma improves just up to 18th. Hank improves up to 16th. And we've actually got one more lap. Mr. Crunk will not improve, neither will Neb's. Texman comes really close. But looks like no improvements for the field. And it will be Nebs starting from pole position. Oh, Ellie improves up to 12th. At the back, let's take a look at the full qualifying results then. There is Nems starts from pole position for the Canadian J-Prix. Mr. Crunk starts from the front row. Freseni Tokenless will start from third. That INR can be really rapid, but we'll see how he gets on in the actual race. Texman the first starts from fourth. Aria Carmona starts from fifth. Let's put up the tokens and upgrades here. Yoa will start from 6th position, not that guy, starts from 7th. Toad Speed starts from 8th. Shaggins Tokenless starts from 9th. That is a surprise for sure from Little Honkers. Odd Koopa starts from 10th, the only one token spender in the top 10 of qualifying, I believe. Edward Tito's Tokenless starts from 11th. Botti, 2 tokens, can only start from 12th. The lack of speed in that Aston Martin is really causing them issues right now. Ellie, 1 token starts 13th. Journeyman tokenless 14th. Minecat 1 token starts 15th. Smalls 1 token starts 16th. Hank tokenless starts 17th. Fancy 1 token starts only 18th. Enigma tokenless and Cloud also tokenless. They start 19th and 20th respectively. But it's Nems on pole. Will Mr. Crunk take the win? What will Freseni be able to achieve with the INR car? We'll have to find out. Let's get into 37 laps here in Canada for the Canadian J-Prix at Mosport. Let's get right into it. Here we go, and it's a lot of hard starts. We've got Nems and Crunk starting on hards, but Freseni behind them's on softs. A lot of hard compounds where you can see a lot of medium users in the midfield as well. Mr. Crunk and Texman and Freseni are fighting there for the positions behind the lead. Mr. Crunk tries to get a look on the inside of Nems, fails to do so now, boosts his way beside and past them, and Freseni sneaks past as well up to 2nd, but Mr. Crunk, after 1 lap in the lead of the race, Yoa overtakes Freseni on the inside. We've got a Matzer 1-2 just a lap after starting, and it's looking like a great race start for Matzer so far. Aria Carmona overtaken by Freseni, overtaken by Texman. Nems is dropping down the field quick. The hards were not a good choice for the monkey car. Toadspeed, Jaruni's up to 9th. That's great performance from him so far. He's tokenless, of course. Texman's leading the podium fight now. Aria Carmona behind, then Freseni, then not that guy, then Nems, then Jurini. Freseni has that tire advantage of softs, but doesn't appear to be working quite well for him. And we got Aria Carmona fighting Texman the first up ahead, and Aria Carmona is through into 3rd position. Texman currently holds the fastest lap. Freseni on the inside of him takes 4th. Texman down to 5th now. Nems holding down 6th. Then it's Jurini, then it's Botti. I think Botti also started a bit low. I'm not sure actually. Not that guy. Edvarditos overtakes him from 9th. Toad Speed just outside of the points. He's dropped out of the points. So has Shaggins behind him. Currently under pressure from Minecap, but the Matzers are having the time of their life. 1 and 2, just looking to get more and more a gap between them and Freseni, and Aria Carmona behind. Freseni finally getting those softs to function here. Looks like gets his personal best lap, but it's nowhere near Yoa's 24.60 as Yoa overtakes Mr. Crunk for the lead of the race. For Zenny here, still facing just a lot of pressure from Eric Carmona, cannot run away on those softs, simply just struggling to do so. Is tokenless, has just got that speed advantage of 1. Eric Carmona's got in the SCR car advantages of of grip and turbo, and of course 2 more tokens to expand the first, 5th. Edward Titos, however, has gotten up to 6th. So a really good run from him in this first stint. Mr. Crunk looks to be dropping behind Yo a bit. No, he's recovered to some extent, but they are not gaining too much time, or Carmona behind them. Fertitos loses 6th to not that guy. Nems drops down to 10th now. Hit a period of struggle, and Mr. Crunk is back into the lead of the race. Past a Yoa, bit of teamwork there. For Zenny is into the pits. Will Edvartitos be pitting as well? Yes, both the INR cars pit off after 8 laps. They pit off. For Zenny's onto mediums. Edvartitos onto another. No, he's onto mediums as well. Mr. Crunk and Yoa now leading even more comfortably. Yoa, however, those mediums are starting to show signs of wear. I imagine 1 or 2 more laps. He does, however, overtake Mr. Crunk for the lead of the race. They've been swapping here and there. Just whoever's faster gets to go in front. And that does look to be helping them out as long as they don't lose each other. Ari Carmona is 3.5 seconds behind, followed by Texman and Not That Guy, who's had a nice performance, going all the way up to 5th now. For Zenny in 6th is past Botti and Girouni, looking to recover his lost time. Nems on those hards really struggling. Girouni's into the pits already off the mediums. First one off the mediums, I believe. After 10 laps, Yoa, after 11, will he head into the pits? No, he stays out for another lap. He is decently ahead of Mr. Crunk. Not That Guy doesn't go in, but Texman the first does, and that's the Compass car that they have one of the highest grip. They have one of the highest grip levels on the grid. Yoa's still holding on to that 1.5 second lead above Mr. Crunk, and he stays out for a 13th lap on those medium tires as a result. Could you blame him, to be fair? He is doing quite phenomenally here. Look, 4/10 faster than Mr. Crunk that lap, and holding on to same speed as Ari Carmona. That is great. Just great pace. Nems back up to 6th now. People patting behind Nems, recovering those lost positions, but Nems did start on pole. Mr. Crunk is into the pits off the hards before Yoa even gets off the mediums, and Mr. Crunk goes onto the mediums. He's looking to undercut Yoa despite having picked a harder compound to begin with. Not That Guy out of the pits as well. He's gone onto a set of hard tires. It's been 14 laps. Surely Yoa will pit now. Yes, he does. And that was phenomenal pace from Yoa in general. He ran those mediums as long as Eric Carmona ran those hards, and he didn't get cat up to, and he's gone onto soft tires now. Mr. Crunk gets past Eric Carmona as she exits the pits, but she looks to have overcut Mr. Crunk, and she boosts her way past and gets into 2nd position now. Mr. Crunk will not stand for this. He's the only one spending free tokens. He wants that victory, but gets forced into the grass there by Ari Carmona. That will really put a bit of a wrench in the plans if he can't get past her quickly. He's got faster compound of tires. For Zenny is catching up to both of them now. He is having a phenomenal race. Tokenless, Texman the first, Not That Guy, Edvarditos, Nems has now pitted for a fresh set of soft tires. So has Botti on the outside of Girouni. That's a nice little overtake he's got there, and he's up into 9th position. Mr. Crunk and Eric Carmona looking at some lap traffic ahead of them. Ari Cremona gets past Ellie, gets past Odd Koopa. Looks like Ellie and Vinci, it's not really working out for them. Just one token spent for both of them, and they, despite having decent performances in the last 3 rounds, they've not really shown that this round. That is concerning. They probably will need to get on top of that. Mr. Crunk now on the back of Ari Cremona. On the outside, can he make a move? On the inside, no, there's no space now. On the inside, there he goes. Mr. Crunk is back into second, but he's lost quite some time to Yoa. He will recuperate some of that time thanks to Yoa going on those soft tires, unless Yoa once again manages to extend those softs as long as Crunk does his medium stint. For Zenny now has to go into the pits again after 10 laps on the mediums. And he will probably, he's gone onto the softs, he will probably end up at the end of the race with a strategy with a pit stop more than most other drivers here, but he gets past Nems as he exits, tries to get past Nems, doesn't manage to do so yet. Now on the straight, gets past back into 6th position. Yoa is just enjoying the soft stint, however he is in fact losing time to Ari Cremona, who's gotten back in front of Mr. Crunk. Mr. Crunk on the outside, squeezing through there, doesn't get forced into the grass this time. He's back into 2nd place. Let's compare lap times. Yoa 27.18. Something may have happened to Yoa to affect his race lead, because that is quite a disparity in lap time, and he doesn't have that worn soft tires. His soft tires aren't that worn to justify that lap time, but he's not into the pits just yet. I believe it's the 8th lap of his soft stint. But he's running at around the same pace as Mr. Crunk, looks like, on similarly worn mediums, so those softs aren't really worth it, I'd say. Ari Cremona and Mr. Crunk have really detached themselves from Texman the First now, who's fighting for Yoa, is into the pits after 8 laps on the softs. Mr. Crunk is in the lead of the race. Ari Cremona into 2nd. Yoa exits out on mediums in 3rd place, but he's got that heavy undercut on them, and he's very close to them. Anything could happen here. Texman the First a bit closer now. If he can catch the back of Yoa there, might help him out, but his medium tires are really worn. So he will have to pit eventually regardless. For Zenny is in 5th, and it's behind, no sorry, he's fighting with not that guy for 5th. Then we got Botti, Nems, both into the pits already off those soft tires. Botti a bit early, looks like. Van Nems, those softs were much less worn for Botti. He goes out on mediums, Nems on the hards. Mr. Crunk from the lead of the race is into the pits. Where will he exit in comparison to Yoa? This is very important. He exits out just behind Yoa as he's on fresher medium tires. And Ari Cremona has yet to pit a 2nd time, so she is not in the best position right now. But Mr. Crunk and Yoa now fighting for that lead have brought Ari Cremona close to the Mr. Crunk in the lead of the race. Yoa, will he get overtaken by Ari Cremona as well? And we're going to have heavy rain. That is best news for Ari Cremona right now. On those worn hard tires, we'll lose some time now, but slowing down Yoa as well. And there's her teammate Journeyman getting lapped by them. Ooh, loses a lot there in that hairpin. Unfortunate enough to have the rain hit at the hairpin. And the rain will change to light rain, but a lot of wet tire compounds being chosen here. 11 laps until the end. Will we see a return to dry tires before the end of the race? The rain is already switching into light rain. It's actually interconditioned weather here. But we've got a 1-2 from Matzer right now. Mr. Crunk back in the lead. The rain timed nearly perfectly for him. Timed well, but look how close the top 6 are now thanks to this rain hitting at this exact moment. Mr. Crunk 2 seconds ahead of Yoa, a 2nd ahead of Ari Cremona, half a second ahead of Freseni, who's really chasing her down right now. 1.5 seconds ahead of Texman the First, and a 2nd ahead of not that guy. It's Texman. That top six really close together. Gotta monitor that for Zenny. Trying to get on the back of Ari Cremona. And not that guy trying to get on the back of Texman the first. And the heavy rain is coming back. We got Botti in 7th, Nems in 8th, Edward Tito's in 9th, and Smalls in 10th. Just fighting for the final points here. Doesn't look like anyone outside of the top 10 will be able to challenge them. Texman the first really close to Not That Guy, and Not That Guy getting close to Freseni. Meanwhile, Arya Cremona running away from Freseni. That podium position is running away from Freseni, and Not That Guy on the inside looks for a move on the finish straight. There he goes. He's into 4th. It's not the end of the race just yet, but he's up into 4th. 8 laps, sorry, to go. Mr. Crunk is casually leading this race. He holds the fastest lap at 24.53. Not the best that we saw in qualifying. That was at 24.20 from Nems, but Nems is down in 8th, looking to chase down Botti for 7th position at least. Can they do it? Well, we'll find out soon. Yoa, second behind Mr. Crunk. A second behind him is Arya Cremona. Texman the first on the back of Not That Guy. Freseni has dropped down to 6th. The lack of grip is making him struggle. Texman the first on the outside. Oh, doesn't let himself get squeezed into the grass. Texman the first is up into 4th position. Arya Cremona close behind Yoa here. Yoa will just try to be holding on that 2nd position to help Mr. Crunk win this race for Matzer, to help Matzer get a 1-2. And I don't remember when's the last time we saw a Matzer 1-2, but if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Crunk, this would be his first ever race victory, but now 5 laps before he enters Arya Cremona right behind Yoa. There's 2 lapped cars between them. There's only 1 lapped car between them, the car of Smalls now. Yoa needs to get his pace on really quickly here for Zenny. Is close to Not That Guy, but is really just losing the back of him. Nems is past Botti for 7th. The rain is slowing down. Yoa has caught up to Mr. Crunk. That is an amazing lap in the wet weather. 24.85. And on the inside, he tries to go for a move. Now they're fighting amongst each other for that win. That is something. Yoa is through on lap 34. At the end of lap 34, Yoa is leading the Matzers now. As Arya Cremona completely just loses the plot here, out of the podium position. Texman the first is up into 3rd. And we've got the joint best cars on the grid occupying 3 of the top spots. Only Odd Cooper down in 11th. Spending 1 token, but the rest of them are in that podium, completely locking it out. Yoa is running the race here, but Mr. Crunk is still able to deliver some magic here at the end. He's the only free token spender. This is his home race. Can he clinch the race win from his teammate? Let's find out. There's a lot of lap traffic here as he goes on the penultimate lap. Mr. Crunk goes on the inside, still there side by side. Mr. Crunk is into the lead of the race ahead of Yoa. He's pulling away. It's the final lap of the race. Will Mr. Crunk be able to finally win his home race? Has he already won it before? Maybe he has. We'll find out right at the end. But what's most important is what's happening right now. And he's just pulled away completely. And he crosses the line. Mr. Crunk wins the Canadian J-Prix. It's a Matzer 1-2. Just a spectacle for them. Texman the first on the podium. Arya Cremona in 4th. Just lost at the end there. Not That Guy finishes 5th. Freseni tokenless finishes 6th position. Nems finishes in 7th. Off from pole position. Botti in 8th. Edward Tito's tokenless will look to finish in 9th place here. And Smalls will look to make it double points for the Monkey Racing. That speed upgrade really helping them out. Odd Koopa and Toad Speed fighting for 11th position here, fighting for some honour. It will be Toad Speed, in fact, who finishes in 11th. Odd Koopa, a mistake there at the end. Jiruni 13th. Vinci in 14th was abysmal race for electric racing. Unfortunately, Minecat 15th and Ellie 16th. Also not a great race for Toad Speed. Both of those teams have struggled. They didn't manage to get any points spending tokens. Shaggins finishes in 17th. Enigma in 18th. Little Honkers not spending any tokens at least, so there is not much disappointment from that. Hank crossed the line in 19th, and will Cloud be able to make it before the end? No, unfortunately, but he finishes 20th. Matzer get the maximum amount of points possible from this race, spending only 5 tokens total. That's 3 from Mr. Crunk and 2 from Yoa, and that is a really, really important points haul for them. It's currently INR who lead at the top of the standings, and they got a lot of tokenless points in this race. They got 8 from Frozzeni and 2 from Invertidos. That's 10 tokenless points. And let me just check Mr. Crunk's racing record. Yes, congratulations to Mr. Crunk. This is his first ever virtual league victory after 4 seasons. 4 seasons? No, 3 seasons in the making. Kraft originally got first Matzer victory back in JV West Season 3 at the tokenless finale at the... I think it was the British J-Prix, not Scottish, British, in Glasgow. But now Mr. Crunk has gotten a victory of his own and a fastest lap to boot. And a Matzer 1-2. That's incredible for them. Mr. Crunk will jump up, I believe, up to second in the championship, and Matzer up to second in the constructors, but they still have to face INR here, and that is looking to be a very interesting fight for the second half of the season, whether Matzer will be able to beat INR there. And if you look at the tokens, or more specifically the tokens left, we got 8 tokens total left for Matzer, only 5 tokens left for INR. So Matzer got the advantage in that. Matzer got the advantage here. In car performance, they are only 1 speed behind INR and completely beat them in every other facet. So that was a 1-2 for Matzer, and like I said, Compass also, of course, joint best car, and Texman the first manages to take that podium position, spending 2 tokens. Aria Carmona spending 2, only 4th. Well, it's still good result. Not that guy spending 2 in 5th. For Zenny, tokenless 6th. Nems spending 2 in 7th. Botti spending 2 in 8th. Edward Tito's tokenless in 9th. Smalls only 1 token spender to get into the points. He finishes in 10th. Toad Speed then... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Right. Toad Speed spending 2, only 11th. Odd Koopa spending 1 in 12th. Journey tokenless 13th. Fancy Ellie both spending 1. Minecat as well spending 1. All of them 14th, 15th, 16th. Little Honkers tokenless 17th, 18th. Hank Cloud tokenless 19th and 20th. So that was the Canadian J-Prix. Hope you enjoyed. And after, I believe it will be a 1 week break, we'll see you back. And I believe it will be... The race will be at the Circuit of the Americas, the US J-Prix. Last time around we saw as the opener of the season, and there was an incredible fight between Toad Speed and Game On Goose for that victory. And Game On Goose came out on top, but he's not racing this time. However, can Little Honkers maybe get that win? We'll have to find out who gets the win in 2 weeks' time. Until then, see you then.